Hi, thanks for joining me here today. I'm Neil MacArthur from NMR Tech Recruit, and just you're quite right, I am sporting a COVID haircut. It was cut by my wife. Today we'll be looking at how to choose a recruitment company for the space sector. For many in industry, a recruiter is someone who's a pain in the posterior, but let's just unpack what selecting a recruitment company really means. Now, of course, some organisations will have this down to a precise science, but for others it'll be hit and miss. So if you're in the second category there, if your business summarised what's required for better recruitment from an external recruitment provider, then it would probably look something like this. So the recruiter would need to be able to demonstrate understanding of your sector and its engineering candidate reach and engagement, focus on candidate well-being, and strong relocation support and knowledge. Now, let's move on to understanding. We'll assume the recruiter will have a history in the sector, industry connections, value and cultural alignment with your business, references, and a background in high-tech engineering. And in addition, they understand the broad spectrum of engineering disciplines across different engineering environments, life cycles, methodologies and development methodologies, and the constraints of projects and programs, operational settings, and commerce. In a perfect world, the recruiter has a background in engineering, of course enabling easy discussion of the real opportunity standing behind the job description. But now let's have a look at reach, engineer reach. And here our focus is on where candidates are from. Candidates are international, and so are client sites. NMR's own trading history is the data source for the next slide. We know there's a skill shortage, so searches are expanded internationally. 25% of candidates are sourced outside the EU and placed in the UK or abroad. More than 60% are sourced from outside the UK, i.e. EU and non-EU. And more than 65% require relocation, regardless of whether from the UK, EU or non-EU. And relocation is nearly always across a country border or continent. First is reaching out to the right people, engaging and establishing trust. As the space sector has become busier, the number of recruiters has increased. Space sector professionals have become fatigued with high volume template electronic messages from various platforms that can be poorly considered and targeted. Good recruiters have to know how to navigate and engage in a dialogue helpful and useful to both parties. The recruitment firm then supports the client and the candidate during the recruitment process. But of course, engineering doesn't always progress in a straight line. Sometimes, for example, a client engineering team will change the job description or test adding additional skills. So supporting candidates through prolonged search campaigns and maintaining trust is key. And now candidate communications and well-being. A good recruiter will genuinely develop a relationship with the candidate, needs patience, must demonstrate transparency, always be available, and communicate well and easily. If candidate trust is diluted or lost, then of course candidates have other options. And it's worth remembering that recruitment is not a 9-to-5 job. Candidates often have demanding positions requiring complete focus by day. A recruiter has to be available in the evenings, at weekends, and in the wee hours. And that takes us to relocation. 65% of candidates will be relocating. And this includes across the UK's 4 nations and non-UK candidates. Interestingly, in my experience, the emotional charge of relocation doesn't appear to be a function of distance, regardless of whether or not the destination is London or Oxford or Lagos, from, let's say, Scotland or South America. The emotional charge is more about leaving a spouse, partner, children, family, and network of friends. And in the context of management of the recruitment process, much of this appears set to change. Accommodation and flights, visas, and meeting the state's new criteria are all expensive and time consuming. Getting it right first time, every time, and informing both parties before and continually during the process is key. Mistakes at this late stage are expensive for everyone. And so to some closing thoughts. This is easier if the recruiter takes pride in what they do, and it's easier if the recruiter knows that they're genuinely adding value. And it's easier if they can reach past candidate fatigue and across the UK and other cultures and time zones to those engineers that will make a vital contribution to your business. And a quick plug, NMR are really good at this, and we're not pains in the posterior. Thank you, bye bye.